Hello, I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and this is the Peace is Here podcast. Welcome to Peacewarts, School of Peacecraft and Inquiry, where we practice the skills of peace through short classes. We take the peace work seriously, but not ourselves. If you're joining us mid-school year, you're not late. Orientation begins at episode 198. Welcome back to Peacewarts, Peace Scholars. We are in Resonant Charms 101 in the Echo Chamber. In our last lesson, we mastered the mirror question. Today, we practice summoning, the art of finding the shared value hidden under opposing slogans. We call this common ground literacy. The 20th century American mediator and author of Getting to Yes, Roger Fisher, once observed, "The ability to see the world as the other side sees it, as difficult as it may be, is one of the most important skills a negotiator can possess." The entry, the two-question drill. In the Department of Resonant Charms, common ground literacy is the ability to translate tribal language into human language. When people are shouting slogans, they are operating from their positions. To summon the value underneath, a peace scholar uses a two-question drill. First, what are you trying to protect? Second, what are you afraid of losing? These questions act like summoning charms, accio value, pulling the underlying principle out from behind the noise. I could playfully say, accio truth, because that is exactly what you're doing. You're calling forth the core reality that the slogans are trying to hide. What is accio anyway? For those people who didn't live and breathe Hogwarts, accio is the Latin-based summoning charm from the Harry Potter universe. It physically pulls an object to you. Here we use it to pull in a hidden truth out of a crowded argument. By identifying what is being protected, whether it is dignity, safety, or belonging, you move from a battle of words to a shared map of human needs. The history. The women of Liberia. To see common ground literacy in action under extreme conditions, we look to the women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace in 2003. Lema, Bowie, and thousands of women from both Christian and Muslim faiths realized that while their religious slogans were different, their shared value was the survival of their children. They moved from the either-or of their respective tribes to the both-and of their shared motherhood. By wearing white t-shirts to signal a neutral frequency and sitting in the path of warring factions, they forced the men to recognize a value that superseded political divisions. They proved that shared values lower the threat chemistry in the brain, turning a war into a joint problem that requires a joint solution. The thesis, translating the slogan. The lesson for today is that common ground is not a compromise, it is a discovery of the third story that includes both sides. Literacy means listening for nouns that signal values: children, home, work, faith, future. We practice active translation. We hear law and order, and we translate it to a need for safety. We hear freedom and translate it to a need for agency. However, a scholar must watch for the false common ground trap. This is when unity is used as a weapon to avoid accountability or force sameness. Real common ground doesn't erase differences. It provides the floor upon which those differences can be safely discussed. The Commons Forge. How does this concept of common ground literacy support a world of sharing? It reminds us that our shared human values and foundational needs comprise the cultural bedrock of the commons. When we allow surface-level tribal slogans to dominate public spaces, we effectively fence off and deplete our capacity for collective problem solving. By employing the two-question drill to extract core needs from hostile rhetoric, a peace scholar uncovers this hidden pool of shared values, demonstrating that what we are trying to protect is a mutual asset rather than a competitive battlefield. Homework. 1. Look up the 2003 Women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace and find one specific tactic they used to keep both Christian and Muslim women focused on their shared goal. 2. Write down one question from any of this episode's topics. If you don't have a question, just write "no question." 3. Optional. Journal about a current debate. Write down the opposing slogans. Now apply the 2-question drill to both sides. What is each side trying to protect? What is each side afraid of losing? Write down the one shared value you find in the middle. If you'd like to read more on this subject, some book suggestions are The Righteous Mind, Why Good People Are Divided by Politics and Religion by Jonathan Haidt, which explores the moral matrices that drive opposing ideological slogans and offers a literacy framework to find the core human values underneath. And Colossus, How the Corporation Changed America by Jack Beatty, which offers historical context on major institutional shifts, providing an essential grounding for looking beneath surface-level economic and social battle lines. These are also in the show notes with the homework. The clear signal. A clear signal is a unifying signal. Do not get distracted by the labels people wear. Look for the heartbeat underneath. If you can name the shared value, you can summon the peace. Until our next lesson, keep your heart in the harmonic. Class dismissed. Thank you for listening. If you're looking for your next read, I write books about strong friends, wild places, and a future worth the effort. The Pater the Water Dog Saves the Planet series follows 2 best friends, Tilly and Camus, strong, funny, and in love with the wild world, who decide their small choices add up to something. Hopeful eco-fiction for grown-ups, climate fiction without the doom. You can jump in anywhere or start with book 1. In 1 more year, Tilly can swim like a dolphin and run like the wind. She just never learned to cycle, which is a problem because she's decided to attempt her first Ironman. Her reason isn't glory, it's a quiet, stubborn idea. If one ordinary person can finish something this hard, maybe a whole town can be talked into buying less, wasting less, and keeping their stuff longer. 1 more year. To pull it off, Tilly leans on her best friend and coach Camus, tattooed, tequila-loving, and exactly the voice you'd want yelling at you from the shore, plus a gruff, retired cycling pro hiding out on a private island, a pack of maverick mountain bikers, a salty old pirate named Ike, and Pedro, her devoted water dog. Together they train, scheme, fall a little in love, and slowly realize their northwest lake town of Sandglass is facing a threat bigger than any race. My books are available wherever books are sold, including at aviskolfsbeck.com. Podcast music is by Javier Pequi Rodriguez, and the track is I Am Late, Madame Curie. Sound effects are from Pixabay. Regarding peace, we need not delay or despair. We are not late. We are right on time to love. We are all scholars of peace. Listen for the peace.